We're recording. It is official. So officially, welcome everybody to NIGP's annual meeting of the membership. And we have an all-star lineup for you today of presenters. It's NIGP's leadership. If any time today you have any technical issues, one of your coworkers, colleagues is unable to log in, you can in the chat where you are letting us know where you're located and what the weather is like. You can select the little blue box right above it and select host and panelist, and I'll see those messages. Otherwise, keep it selected to everyone, and everyone will see the comments and questions that you have throughout today's webinar. You can also use the Q&A feature. A commonly asked question is this being recorded? It is, and you'll receive a link along with the PowerPoint slide deck later this evening today. So to get us started today is our chair of the governing board. It's Kate Rotella. Kate, take it away.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the annual meeting of the members of NIGP. It's truly wonderful to see our community come together again, united by a shared commitment to advancing the profession we all care about so deeply. This past year has been one of tremendous activity, reflection, and transition for our institute. As many of you know, we're in the midst of a significant leadership change as we honor and transition from Rick, our CEO, for an extraordinary 27 years. His unwavering dedication has shaped NIGP into a strong, vibrant organization. At the same time, we're beginning an exciting new chapter for our next leader, Debbie Trueblood, who has already begun stepping into her role and guiding NIGP toward the future. Her vision, energy, and thoughtful approach to leadership bring great promise as we continue to meet the evolving needs of our members and our profession. Your governing board has been hard at work this year. As you'll see in some of those pictures, we have been intensely focused on the strategic direction of the Institute. We are laying the foundation for the next phase of NIGP's growth, strengthening our governance framework, and charting a course that ensures our mission remains strong, responsive, and forward-focusing. As for me, I want to take a moment to share my heartfelt reflection on my term as your chair. Serving in this role has been one of the greatest privileges and honors of my profession. And while my term will officially conclude on June 30th, I can say without hesitation that has been the most rewarding experience for my profession at this point. It's been challenging, inspirational, and it's with deep gratitude for your trust that you've placed in me. Through my time as chair, though my time as chair is going to come to an end, I won't be going far. You will still see me at forums and summits and institute events, and I'll be cheering on the progress and supporting the continued growth for our community. I look forward to the leadership that will follow and to the bright future ahead for NIGP. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for your engagement, and thank you for all that you do for our profession. Happy holidays, everyone. And now I'm going to turn it over to Debbie Trueblood.
Thank you so much, Kate. So nice to meet some of you for the first time. I'm Debbie Trueblood. I am the incoming new CEO, and it is such an exciting time for me. I can't wait to get going in my new role with NIGP. And, you know, many folks are talking about how much they'll miss Rick. And I got to tell you, I'm going to miss Rick too. We've been working together these last couple of months, and he is just a wonderful person, a terrific leader, and I am going to miss working with him too. So I share that emotion with you. A little bit about me, though. I've been in the association community for 24, almost 25 years, and I've spent most of that time as an association CEO myself. I've served in that role for 6 other organizations, state, national, international, and even a global organization in there. But I spent 9 years, most recently, serving Illinois Park and Recreation Association, which, like NIGP, is an organization where 100% of the members our local government employees. And so for me, I think that there's a lot of lessons that I learned in that role that I will be bringing to this role. And I certainly have a great passion for working with public servants. So that for me is one of the key reasons why I came to this position. And like NIGP, they were all education all the time, very, very focused on the career path for government professionals, certifications, accreditation, designations. These are all things that were very important in that profession, just as they are in NIGP. So I have a great deal of passion and experience in that part of what NIGP is all about. I also started my career as a lobbyist. I have lobbied in US Congress as well as at the state level in all 50 states. And I also, just before that, was a government employee myself. I worked for the Illinois Governor's Office on the policy staff. So I've had the opportunity to be a government employee, then lobby the government, and then work in the association community. So that's sort of how I got to where I've got. I'm also a board chair right now. And so I'm the board chair of the National Association of Park Foundations. And so they are the national organization that supports the foundation side of local parks. And those are government funded local parks. And these are the nonprofit foundations that help these government parks expand their capacity. And so when I first interviewed for this position, I shared with the board about my role there. And I said, this is my way of showing you my commitment to serving local government. And I've been with NAPF since 2018 and worked my way up to being board chair. So again, these are all the different ways where I'm showing you my commitment and my passion to local government and a little bit of the experience that I will bring to this role. Let's go ahead to our next slide. And so why NIGP? I think I've shared a little bit about that, but for me, what I feel is that NIGP feels like coming home to me. It feels like a return to a time in my career, my park and rec time, when I was the happiest, the most productive, the most proud that I've been in my career. And that's because I got to work with public servants like you. And so I'm very excited to return to that part of my life. And for me, I've also had a through line in my career of being really focused on ethics and integrity. And so for me, I am so excited to work in service to a profession that really prides itself on integrity, transparency, and ethics. I share that value with you. So I'm so excited to be in that position. And also, I truly believe that, as I've shared, in the power of serving the local community. And so, certainly, I value the public procurement role in serving your local community. And I see the impact of the work that you as professionals do in serving your community day after day. So all of the things that I've done in my career also match up to the activities and the work that NIGP, the association, does. So things like working with chapters. I've worked with global chapters in the past. I've worked with a conference that is even larger than Forum. I've worked in an organization that was, as I said, all education all the time. So there's really nothing that NIGP does that I've never done as a CEO before. And so I'm going to bring all of those different pieces of experience to NIGP. And in fact, I just came back last night from the board retreat and the staff retreat. And, I feel very energized, especially these last couple of days from meeting with the staff. And I was sharing with them some ideas I have from experiences that I've been a part of. And they were sharing with me ideas they have, both from their time with NIGP and other experiences that they have. And there's so much energy in putting all of our heads together and really coming up with some great new ideas for what this next chapter is going to be. And so we have some very big vision, very big goals and ideas. And I also want to share with you that the staff team has a great deal of commitment and longevity and loyalty to this organization. And I was so excited to see that. So in terms, very quickly, of my core philosophy and my vision for the next several years, my core philosophy is really that NIGP, the association, is here to serve the members. And we do that by always starting with listening. And we listen in part by going to see the members where you are. We do that by site visits in your local community. We do that by meeting with chapters so that we hear what the chapters need from us and how we can better serve them. We do that by surveying the members with member satisfaction surveys and member needs assessments. We do all of these things to hear from you how we can serve you better. And then we match up and align our strategy, again, to serve you better. And further, in terms of my philosophy, I firmly believe that NIGP serves the whole profession, student to retiree, that our role is not to serve, for example, directors or procurement officers. Our role instead is to serve the entire spectrum of the career, with those officers or directors being one piece. And so, again, we're here to serve everyone. And so that's really important to me. And in terms of my vision, we are really going to be focused on things like creating pride in the profession, in the career, bringing more people into the career, really modernizing and creating a thriving sense of community among the membership, and really creating that sense of belonging and career growth in this profession, and really going back to creating a purpose-driven, passionate member culture with that deep commitment to public service. That's what we're going to really be focused on in this next chapter. And again, I'm so excited to see the commitment from the staff that we've seen over these last few days in particular to getting on board with this vision. I'm so excited that the board, as I met with them last week, are also so on board with just the direction to move forward with things that are really growing the membership and connecting and rebuilding and furthering trusting relationships with partners and chapters and all of the things that we're going to do to really take NIGP into the future. So there will be plenty more to come, plenty more details, but today those are the highlights that I can share with you. And now I'll turn it over to our member council chair, Zuli.
Thanks, Debbie, for sharing that vision that really is aligned with our values. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Zuli Milan. I'm the chair of your NIGP Member Council. As a member of NIGP's Member Council, I work alongside a dedicated group from across the nation, and we're focused on strengthening the member experience. Our role is to listen to you, to elevate your needs, to ensure the programs and services NIGP delivers truly support your growth, your communities, and the profession as a whole. Ultimately, our job is simple. It's to make your membership more valuable, more relevant, and more connected. So as we get started, let's kick off with a poll so we can gauge today's attendees. We're asking, how long have you been in the profession? More than 10 years, 5 to 10 years, 2 to 5 years, or 0 to 2 years?
It looks like most of us have already completed the poll. If you have not yet clicked submit, please do. We'll close the poll in 5, 4. Oh, I feel anxiety when I start counting down. 3, 2, 1. One more second.
Let's do it.
Okay, here are the results.
All right. It looks like 63% of our participants today have been in the profession for more than 10 years. But we have a nice emerging group here, about 14% that are just coming into the profession or between 2 and 5 years, 22% at 5 to 10 years. It is so great to network with a variety of members, seasoned members sharing their experience, and those who are new to procurement that are asking us tough questions and challenging assumptions and driving us to new innovation. I think we have another poll.
We absolutely do, and that poll has just been launched.
Okay, our next poll is, how long have you been a member of NIGP? More than 10 years, 5 to 10 years, 2 to 5 years, or 0 to 2 years?
5 seconds. And here are the results.
Oh, so a little bit more in the 2 to 5 and 0 to 2 years. So 35% have been members over 10 years, 12% 5 to 10 years, 31% 2 to 5 years, 23% 0 to 2 years, so over 50% in that 0 to 5 year area. So what I can share about what I love about my NIGP membership is that it's grown with me over time. As a new practitioner, it provided me with foundational tools, resources, the community I needed to navigate the complexities of procurement. But whether it was learning best practices, understanding processes, or connecting with peers when I was just starting my journey, NIGP was my guide and my support system. Today, as a seasoned practitioner, my membership has also evolved to meet my changing needs. So you'll see that there's a value for those early emerging professionals as well as seasoned professionals. The same community that supported me early in my career now empowers me to share my knowledge, to drive innovation, and to stay ahead of emerging trends. So it isn't just a membership, it's a reliable partnership that's growing with us no matter where we are in our professional journey. Our next slide. Do we have the next slide up? Awesome, thank you. So for 8 decades, NIGP has stood dedicated to our profession. We were founded in 1944, and at the heart of everything we do is our mission to develop, support, and promote the public procurement profession. So we do that whether through the content we create, the programs we design, or the benefits we deliver. All of our efforts are aligned along those core pillars. So for over 80 years, we've been here elevating practitioners, advancing best practices, and ensuring that the profession continues to thrive. And as we look ahead, our commitment to you and the future of public procurement, it remains stronger than ever. You'll see that this year we enhanced our services with new learning offerings. This includes 2 new CPP competency guides. We have new on-demand content, and we have 4 new forum learning tracks. As far as programming goes, added to our learning, we're focused on engagement with programs in mentoring, concierge services, and scholarship opportunities that are available quarterly and often even more than quarterly. Beyond that, in promoting our profession, we've seen significant membership growth and the engagement to match. As we move forward, expect a wealth of new educational resources and a strengthened connection with academia and higher ed through CARE, which is our Center for the Advancement of Research and Excellence. And key to our success in 2025 has been our chapter network. Chapters create the connections, community, and practical support that strengthen agencies and professionals alike. So these chapters turn our national principles into local impact, things like building relationships, sharing real-time learning, and giving members a place to grow, lead, and belong. As far as supportive services and resources, we've had Chapter Academy, subject matter expert availability for our chapters. We're supporting them with webinars and websites to ensure that NIGP is vested in these local impacts. We're proud to say that in 2025, we achieved the milestone of 50 chapters utilizing NIGP's fully sponsored website hosting, and that provides them back of the house tools to manage their chapter operations as well. Things like this allow us to have a record number of chapters achieving performance seal status. This elevates the chapter experience nationwide. So next, it's my pleasure to introduce Stacy Gregg, who's chair of our NIGP Certification Commission. She's going to share awesome details about the advancement of our NIGP CPP designation.
So, this is going to be very informal and quick. I want to welcome all of you to our meeting today. And I just kind of want to reiterate a little bit. Ryan, you can go ahead and advance that slide. Reiterate a little bit of what we've heard before and just say thank you to Rick for everything that he has done for the Institute and for me personally. Um, Totally off script. I am excited to have Debbie with us. She's been a wonderful person to work with so far. And so I'm looking forward, y'all. This is an exciting time for the Institute with the changes that we've seen and we will see. And so keeping in that, we're seeing the same thing from the Certification Commission. You see the number. To date, we have 1,730 people that have gotten their certification. I like to say that we're closing in on 2,000. The significance of that is that our first class was during the pandemic in 2020. And most of us couldn't even test. I had to drive to a whole different state to test because everything was closed. So to see us now, 5 years later, at this number is amazing to me. Ryan? And some reasons of George Barber and his handsome picture, some reasons that you actually want to do this is because pursuing this certification not only demonstrates that you have the competencies needed to be a great procurement officer, efficient, effective, but the process does it. I always say it's not the piece of paper, it's the process of it that makes you a great procurement officer and the community that you get while you're preparing. And so I really want to encourage you all of that. I think I only had 2 slides, but I do want to share that we have some changes coming up next year, and you guys have seen it. I believe the test is changing. And so now we're moving away from modules A and B to module C and D, and that's because of the competency changes that Suli mentioned just a few slides back. And so I really, really want to encourage you all who have already sat and applied and gotten your authorization to test to consider going in February and testing in C and D, because the good news for you is that you get that money back. It returns to you if you test. And we're not talking about if you test and pass or test and fail. If you test, you will get your test fees back. And that's because the very first classes with this new test can't get their results right away. So we were on the front of that. Other entities actually came behind us and started offering those exam results right away because that's what we did. And so we want to make sure we stay ahead of that. And so I'm just really, really excited to say, you guys, please. I'm sitting here trying to read Rick's message as well. He says, by the way, the November 2025 testing period, with the 2025 testing period, we have 1,816 people. So we are closing in on 2,000, like I said. But we also had 86 NIGPs and CPPs newly certified. So I'm just going to go ahead and give you all a hand on that. Congratulations. And as always, I am a resource for any of you who might have some questions.
Nice job, Stacey. Thank you very much. And I'm just looking at that magic number, 1,816. And wouldn't it be great if there was like reform registration for the 2000s CPP accredited person? I don't know, just throwing out there. You never know.
I'll talk to the commission about that.
Yes, please do.
I will.
Well, greetings from Spokane, Washington. I'm Victor Lemer, the Talent Council Chair, and it's my chance and opportunity whenever I get a chance is talk about the value of volunteering, and specifically with NIGP. A couple quotes that I always like to kick off this presentation with that talk about the value of volunteering. And Ryan, that was the hint there to go to the next. Thank you, Ryan. We practiced this a few times, and I'm working on it. But the value of volunteering is just incredible. And like they do at the beginning of a State of the Union or State of the State message, they always say something like, The state of volunteering with NIGP is strong. It is strong. And I think the main reason why is the value that volunteering brings to you professionally and personally. And here's just a couple items that I always look at and go, when I'm talking with someone, why should I volunteer? Well, as we look at this list, Ryan, I'm trying to help you out, sir. But as we look at this list, it's just things that come to mind about it's not just your time that you're giving away. The return on this is incredible, from being part of something bigger than you, part of an organization, a plan, enhancing yourself personally and professionally, bringing ideas to the table, networking with people that you would never get a chance to. I've made so many friends and people that call on me and I call on them when situation comes up and I just got to protest. What should I do? Well, we've done this. Oh, can you send me that document? It's great. And as you volunteer in these roles that are available with NIGP, is those at work see you coming back with more ideas and creative and being more outspoken as your profession as a public procurement professional. They're like, hey, would you consider being a supervisor, or we have a project that we think you'd be perfect on? But the bottom line on this that I always point to is that last bullet point. Volunteering is fun. And if anything is not fun, it's not worth doing. Doing my job is fun. That's why I do it every day. We say here in procurement, every day in procurement is like Christmas. When you get to work, you don't know what's under the tree, but it's always going to be a surprise. And everything I've done with volunteering has been such an enhancer to myself, to others that I've got a chance to work with. But going back to that statement about volunteering is the heart of NIGP. NIGP, I always say, is like the staff is like the skeleton. But to move NIGP forward, you need the heart, you need organs, you need muscles to move forward. And that's where we come into play as volunteers. We are working with NIGP. And the question came up to me recently, hey, when you consider someone in a volunteer role or a volunteer leadership role, what are some qualities that you look for? I first look at soft skills. Do you care? Are you passionate? Are you creative? Are you a strategic thinker? Do you ask, why are we doing this? Do you see others that don't see the value that you see in them, but you bring it to their attention? Are you actively listening to others? Do you care? Do you follow the idea of the Good Samaritan or follow the Golden Rule? I find most public procurement professionals have this caring, I want to help you. My favorite motto for a procurement group was the state of Alaska. And it was a simple statement that said, helping departments complete their mission. And that's what we do. We help others. And there's nothing more fun than helping those that help others. I mean, when's the last time you got invited to a ribbon cutting ceremony? Probably never. But if you've ever been in a volunteer role, especially at Forum, you will be surprised how many thank yous you get. And it's addicting just to, oh, I'm just pointing you down the hall, which way to go. Well, those people that point me down the hall at Forum and keep me from going half a mile in the wrong direction, I thank them profusely. And that's the kind of fun thing that we get to do with procurement. And procurement is volunteering with NIGP. Recruitment is open 24/7. If you are interested at any time, you can go in and do that. But there's always questions that you need to ask and information that you should seek, because different roles have different responsibilities. And as we go through these bullet points, here's some things to consider on this slide is always look at the definition of what that volunteer role is. Some of them are just a day or two, others are years in experience. And Ryan, if you can click forward, there's some more bullet points on this slide that get down all the way to the airplane. And in the role that I am with Talent Council Chair, there are some in-person meetings. And the nice thing is we know well in advance, we get it on the calendar, we get authorization, and then we get travel reimbursed from NIGP. So those are some key things. And some of the roles are just virtually online, temporary, and others build up more and more. There's councils to committees to boards and all in between that each of them have a lot of fun. But if you go to the website, you'll be able to get some more information. Like I said, this website is open 24/7. You click on this website, you find the long list of volunteer active roles that you can sign up for and fill out that application. And then maybe you don't know what you want to do. In that application, you just say, these are my interests. I like doing this and this. I like working on RFPs. Yeah, I'm a weirdo. I like RFPs, but I do like RFPs. Uh, and there's a place for people with interests like that and talents, and there's a place for you. But you have to take the next step. You need to go to the website, look up those volunteer roles, fill out the application, and then be very forward in regards to your desires and your skills. More information you put down when it comes to a interview, what's called the Pipeline and Placement Committee, is they will assess where you're at, and they will either put you in a place that has an opening, or they'll put you on hold. And when an opening comes up, they'll say, hey, this is open. Are you available? So I encourage you, go to the website, download the information on all the roles, fill out the application, and you can always reach out to me. My email address is on the NIGP website under the Talent Council, and I would love to get you in that role that you probably aren't aware of that you want to do, but I'll help you find that. And for you who volunteer already, thank you from the bottom of my heart.
All right, friends, I'm back. So this is your opportunity to share some feedback with us. I am going to post a link in the chat. There's also a QR code. And so this is an interactive resource that we're sharing with you today. We invite you to share your insights using this tool. When you visit the link, you're going to see a plus sign at the bottom to add items. First, we're asking, well, we want to know which NIGP services and benefits have most impacted you and your agency this year. We'd also love to hear about your experiences. They help us understand what's working well. Finally, there's a third question. We're visioning for today and for tomorrow. So we want to hear about current trends, challenges, or unmet needs that you're facing where you could benefit from NIGP resources. So we want you to take a moment to visit this Padlet, share your thoughts. We'll be able to see your contributions live during the meeting, so I'll be able to bring it up. You can also add photos and GIFs. I don't know about you at your agency, but at Orange County, ever since post-pandemic, with all the tools that we have now, GIFs are our love language. So I'm looking forward to seeing your comments. I'm going to go ahead and I think everyone can see the link and the QR code. I'm going to take the screen and share my screen so that I can share the Padlet. So we have an initial comment about benefit that's most valued and why. Our resource library and dictionary, education support and community. So this will be live for a couple of days after the event as well. So we'll definitely take this feedback back to the member council so that we could program around both your testimonials, the benefits that you most value, and also those resources that you'd like to see in the future of our offerings at NIGP. We've got a couple of participants here adding comments so we could see our three little dots. Online free webinars and Insight. Also, friends, before we close this session, we'd like to give an opportunity for our participants to come off mute and share any experiences or thoughts they want to share as part of this meeting of the members. So if you'd like to participate, I'd like for you to use the hand raising function under reactions, and we'll be able to unmute your account. It looks like we have a couple more. Insight, invaluable, free webinars and learning labs. So we will absolutely continue to monitor this Padlet as the comments come through. Jeff, do we have anyone Jeff or Ryan, do we have anyone who would like to come off mute
There are
and share with us?
currently no hands raised.
No hands yet?
Not
Okay,
yet. If you're searching for the hand raise, if you move your mouse around the Zoom window at the bottom, you'll see the heart that says react, and the hand raise is in there.
All right, friends, last call for anyone who wants to come off mute and share some perspective about their membership. Looks like we have just a bit more feedback. I've built my career through NIGP, its resources, and its members. I could not have survived in this profession for this long without NIGP. It's fantastic. So friends, as we move forward, I want to thank you for your contributions. Your feedback is truly critical. It not only guides us in tailoring our services to meet your evolving needs, but also it helps us identify new areas where we can support you better. By sharing your experiences and needs, you contribute directly to shaping the future of NIGP's programs and ensuring they stay relevant and beneficial. So it looks like we're getting some more feedback, some more GIFs. So I am so excited to receive this feedback. I will encourage all of you to stay in touch with both the member council, the governing board, the talent council, the certification commission, to make sure that all of us are in lockstep to meet your needs. And thank you for participating today in our meeting of the members. I'm excited to see you all at Forum.
Yes, one final thank you again for contributing and sharing in the excitement with us today. And if you by chance had to join us a little bit late, the recording will be sent out this evening so you can catch those first few minutes. And with that, make it a great day, everybody.
Have a good one. Happy holidays.